Hey Clashes, tomorrow starts the first medal event of the year 2025, and this means we're going to get a new epic equipment and new event troops, and you can access out of that with using the event building on the top left of your village. With that, you can get access to the pass where you can unlock all of the event content. You can progress through the pass with actually taking down buildings, specific buildings, those with the points on top, in your multiplier battle. The important thing here is just take down the buildings. It is not important to get like a first, second or third star. It's only important to get those buildings out to progress through the pass. As well, important here is that those points are going to be increased over the time of the event, which means those numbers might seem high in the beginning of the event, they might be lower, so just that you're not wondering why the numbers are a little bit higher in this specific example attack. With those red lanterns, you can progress through the entire pass and make sure that you can unlock everything. Unlocking everything, well, take a look at the overall list of things you can unlock with this event. And as well, those who are highlighted in yellow or like in gold, you can unlock those with actually going for the event pass. If you're considering buying that, make sure that you're supporting your favorite content creator out there. And if you want to support me and the channel, make sure that you're using credit code iTzu. As well, a really important reminder, if you have access in your country to the Supercell store, you should use that because you're getting more for your money. What does this mean? Well, typically the price is the same on the website as in-game. But on top of that, you're unlocking points, and with those points on the website, you can get special rewards like gems, magic items in general, and stuff like that, which means you're getting more for your money. But even free-to-play players can visit the website and complete tasks and missions, which means they can get every single month 100 gems, and on top of that as well, a potion for free. Those points are working on the Supercell ID website as well, where you can get like sceneries, decorations, or even other magic items. And don't worry, all of those things are linked down below in the description, so you can access them quite easily. But let's move on with the event, because I think this is what you're here for, knowing what exactly you can unlock in the event with the epic equipment, and obviously as well, the event troops. But let's get things started with the event deals. This means everything as usual with one exception again. You can buy old epic equipments. Important note though, not every equipment, okay? It's really important. You can only buy Spiky Ball and the Rocket Spear. If you have them already, you won't see any epic equipments on top of the new epic equipment in this list. Really important because I've seen already a lot of confusion for the last event. The new epic equipment is the Snake Bracelet, which means your king, whenever taking damage, is going to summon a snake. There is no active ability. This is the passive ability, which is over the entire attack. And it's quite nice because those snakes are going to be spawned. They are somewhat tanky, not really, but they do decent damage and they can jump over walls. And the one downside though is that this is not endless. Those snakes are limited, which means for the level 27, for example, you have only 54. Okay, only is a little bit strong word, but you have overall 54 snakes which you can summon with your king taking damage. So it's an obvious choice that you should combine this equipment, or you can combine this equipment with a Vamp Stash, because the Vamp Stash is going to make sure that your king is staying healthy with completely like getting the hit points back, and whenever you're taking damage, you're spawning the snakes. So it's the perfect synergy in equipments here. But there is one downside with this equipment as well. If there is a lot of splash damage in behind, deeper in the village, those snakes are not doing much. Yes, they're jumping over the wall, but they can't really take down the Archer Queen as easily because we have a scatter shot right behind. And I mean, there's always some splash, right? But before we're taking a look at a full attack with this new equipment, let's quickly talk through the event troops. We have the Snake Barrel, which means it's going to target the barrel itself. The first defense close by deals a little bit of damage, and it's releasing a big group of snakes. Those snakes work the exact same as from the Barbarian King, which means they're just jumping over walls, dealing damage and attacking everything. So overall, quite solid if you can keep them alive. The second event troop is an event troop which is returning from last year. And overall, well, it is kind of as successful as from last year. I feel like there's no reason to bring a ranged troop if you can just combine Root Rider and Valkyries, but I'm looking forward to see how you would combine those. Overall, I would say that those event troops are not as strong as some of the event troops we had in the past, which is still, like, they're still solid and usable, but they're not as OP as we know that those event troops typically are. But now let's take a look at a full attack. And one of the big counters for the snakes is Splash, which means the Town Hall, for example. A quick reminder as well with this one is This Royal Champion charge is with the nerfed Electro Boots and the nerfed invisibility spell. I know there's a lot of concerns out there that the Royal Champion charge is dead or whatever, but no, it's not really. I mean, I think, okay, I'm not trying to spread too many bad messages here, but this is a prediction from my side. The same as I told you when the equipment was released with the Royal Champion from the with the Electro Boots. I said in the first video, like in the event video itself already, that I think that equipment will be nerfed. And the same thing I'm doing again. I don't think that the nerf is even close to being enough to make this equipment balanced. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how it is. Because you can tell already that this nerf is pretty much doing nothing. I mean, we have already taken down so much of the base. We're using 11 invisibility spells, and we have used 2 of them already to redirect the Royal Champion, so we could have gotten even more if we would have not invested that for that. So overall, I mean, take a look at this. It's just one hero and a couple of spells, and that's it. Half the base is gone, right? So with that opening, pretty much anything can work. But especially now the snake barrels are kind of fun. The reason for that is the big weakness of the snakes is splash. How do we counter that? That's right, with the Eternal Tome ability of the Warden. Since the opening does not need the Warden ability, since we're just using the Royal Champion, well, it's easy, right? Because this means just spam everything in. As soon as enough snakes have popped, just use the Warden ability and the base is gone. That's typically how you can do it. It's quite easy, right? You can use as well with the dragons. That is like the typical approach right now. But with the snakes, it's more style, I would say. It's more fun. But with the dragons, it's still quite solid, okay? Don't get me wrong. But with actually using as well the Yak on the Warden, we can make sure that the King and the Queen can follow. On the King, we have the Vamp Stash with that new snake equipment, which means we are generating even more snakes with our Barbarian King. So overall, quite solid. Let me know how you would use as well this new snake equipment. I would do as well in the next couple of days new equipment ranking, like how I think everything works out, especially now after the nerfs are announced and everything, and how I think things will turn out. Quick prediction my side, I would say it's like in the middle of the pack. It's not crazy strong, it's not crazy weak, it's somewhere in the middle, but that's just my first ranking overall. Don't worry, I will do a more specific equipment ranking in the future as well to make sure that I can share my opinion there. But overall, it's a fun equipment, that's for sure. Like taking damage, spawning snakes is overall really funny and a cool thing overall. But strength-wise, it's not even getting close to the strength of the Electro Boot, that's for sure. But, well, that's kind of it, and I really want to know how you would use that equipment, or for example, the event troops, and what you think of this new event itself as well. I would really like to know that. Let me know that down below in the comments, and otherwise, make sure that you're following the channel because, hey, we have an update in this month, which means sneak peeks are possible whenever. So make sure that you're following the channel so you're always up to date. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.